Okay, I thought even though I just finished doing the Russian turn for September turn 1, was just about to do the Germans. That's due to the fact that I rolled for initiative and the Russians got first crack at September turn 1. Anyways, before I go to the Germans, I wanted to, do I guess a quick recap of all the major battles that are happening. Basically, I think there's 5 going on. I've named them. I mean, some are maybe silly names, but oh well. So we've got, way up here, we've got the Battle of Pregel River, where you've got just a horrible ragtag group of German units just holding out right now against, well, I guess as they say historically like a steamroller of the Russians. They've made a lot of headway in the last turn in that they didn't do any attacks down here. They did one here which wasn't that great. I mean, what do you expect when they're, you know, attacking across a river with, well, everybody is, so you're in trouble. But they did manage to drive back the Germans out of here, except for this spot. So there's a tiny little German unit right there that's by themselves. So anyways, that's the Battle of Pregel River, and then we go on to basically the Russian Second Army, which have been just getting beat up. And they're going up against a well-supplied and in a very good defensible terrain, like well-positioned area for the Germans. So, you know, not good, but that's the way it goes. So they're in it. So yeah, they've been trying to attack like crazy on this left flank here of theirs, and did some, over here, they did some work, but and they also moved their 22nd and 24th divisions back here just to give them a rest near the headquarters, but I better pop them on here once we get some replacements or whatever, how it works. But that's mostly because I did want to get some fresh troops to the front, and I would feel sad seeing the 22nd and the 24th go, because I've still got a soft spot for them. So that's the Battle of Niedenberg. And then we go down to the battle along the Saône, and these are elements of the First Army with and Fourth Army that were having a good go of it against the Russian Fifth until last turn, when the Russian Ninth showed up as reinforcements, reassigned some troops that were on this side, kind of thing. And they drove away the cavalry that was near Lublin. And yeah, so I guess some of the reinforcements are reassigned immediately to 5th Army, like we're coming along from here. And yeah, it did some work. I mean, we're able to, I think, if I recall, I can look at the combats later, but I do believe we were able to drive some of the units here away. Obviously didn't do any damage there with this 5-4, I think that's how it worked. And so yeah, the 9th Army came out here and was able to also drive away some units that had to retreat back to the 1st Army headquarters, and spread out a little bit, and we were still paper thin in the middle, so it'll be interesting to see if the Austrians clue in, because when it is their turn, they were supposed to start the September offensive, where it's going to be a coordinated attack of the Russian, the Austrian 1st and 4th here, which, you know, like I said, just paper thin off the side because we didn't know what was going on with the Russian 4th. But yeah, so there's going to be a lot of reinforcements, I hope, or at least, well, anyways, there's going to be some fully supplied attacks. And, yep, okay, we've got some people across the river, good. But, darn it, I think it's just going to be taking a beating here. But, yet again, we don't realize that the Russians are paper thin, but maybe we kind of could see that. I don't know if, in the fact that the Russians attacked on both flanks but didn't attack in the middle. I don't know, how these things work. Anyways, here's the one I guess people will probably laugh at, but I'm calling it the Battle of the Bug. So it's the Bug River, I know, Battle of the Bulge. But one thing I do like, if you can see that nice pattern. It's so symmetrical. Anyways, it reminds me so much of a pattern that I love to cross stitch as a border. And it's like, oh my goodness, so there you are. So yeah, the Russians were able to make some good headway. They got across, from the Austrians' point of view, they got across the Bug River on the left flank here very well and have secured themselves, well, I shouldn't say secure because, the Austrians thought they were too, and they lost this hex here. And, yep, so that's the Battle of the Bug. I'll show you the Austrians. Oh boy, am I got some work to do afterwards putting all these flipping cubes back. Anyways, yeah, so that's the Battle of the Bug. And then the fifth battle is the Siege of Cernowitz, I guess, which is Brusilov's 9th Army going up against some resistant. And now that I realize how hard it is to attack troops that are in an urban area, they're going to be there for a while, which is cool. It's the 41st and the 35th Landwehr Brigade. So not a lot there. There's only 4 strength points. But they're in an urban area and there's some woods there too. So not bad. And they got river all the way here. So nice. Anyways, and yeah, so that's the Battle of Siege of Cernowitz. So there we go. Yeah, and also I'm going to just kind of try to take a pause, even though I've only been playing for a little while. Well, I should say little while in game terms, but certainly a long amount of time in real life. Yeah, I just want to kind of, think about things and make sure, like starting to clue in about, okay, are these actions, for example, helpful in the objectives that I laid out? You know what I mean, for that army. Like, am I starting to get lost in the trees or whatever? You know what I mean? Am I losing focus because I'm so focused on, I got to do this and that and the other thing, and it's like, yeah, but you're doing this and time is going by, and have you, thought about you should be, maybe severing their rail line, to hinder their supply, and have you been thinking about your own supply? What else? Yeah, I can say, okay, if things go pear-shaped, I'm going to fall back to this position. But how detailed is that in my head? Like, how am I going to fall back? Have I kept any cavalry? Have I been a maniac with my cavalry? So, now it's like, oh, geez, I wish I had some cavalry to help when I'm falling back to, protect some certain hexes so the enemy won't be able to, zip across and freeze me out or something like that, and stall me for my retreats. Like, anyways, I'm trying to start thinking like that, I guess, and I'm finding this, I don't know, complexity of a game or whatever seems to allow me to, explore that realistically. I'm sure you could do that with a lot of, I don't want to say simpler games or whatever, but let's say less rules, or a more abstract or whatever the heck the lingo is. I don't know if you could still make it realistic, but I've role-played things all over the place and throughout my life, so I'm sure I could have done it anyways. But anyways, I find this game system seems to facilitate it quite easily, so it's great. Alright, that's it for now anyways, and I'll put these cubes back and then start the Germans, which are, that's going to be, I get to put up some core HQs for them and start helping out the poor guys up north in the Battle of Prego River. And like I said, hopefully will not become the siege at Königsberg.